a 5 seed if the bracket was released in the NCAA tournament. They could climb all the way up to a 2 or a 3 before it's all over.
Let's take a look at our Haviland Star Watch. Chris Warren, we talked about what he did the first time around. 4 for 7 on 3-pointers. Had 20 points yesterday. Brandon Knight, you talk about a kid growing up as we watch him. He's been sensational. 3 and now number 3 on the drive, and it blocked. Picked up underneath by Lamb. He's got his.
Ole Miss has not been a great defensive club, giving up 71 points a game, which is the highest amount in this league.
Darius Miller with a nice jump stop, right? Warren gives it up. Inside, block shot by Harrelson. Rejected Buckner.
Well, they lead the league. Kentucky does 6 blocks a game.
Miller, Darius Miller. Back-to-back field goals for number 1. And an immediate timeout, Ole Miss.
The shooting numbers in this building have been down in this tournament so far, mainly because we've had bad shooting teams. Kentucky is a good 3-point shooting ball.
Josh Harrelson started things. A big fella, I said he's a big presence. He rejected Buckner, and that started to break. Miller started it, got it to Lamb, and right back to Darius for his 47th 3-pointer of the year. And as Jimmy said, he shoots 46% from out there overall on the season. Jones, they give him an opportunity to shoot the 3, and he almost took it. Lamb, quick crossover dribble, and has it blocked. It's going to be goaltending. And gets a decent shot, or gets a shot. That's not a very good one because Liggins swatted it out of bounds. Here comes Knight, sets things for Kentucky. Around the Jones pick. Here's Lamb on the outside. Got it.
Well, it's such a gamble to zone Kentucky. They set good on-ball action up top. They force.
Knight has a look back at his coach. 5 seconds to shoot. Liggins will drive and score.
That's a good play by DeAndre Liggins. Decent 3-point shooter, 37% with the shot clock winding down. He does a good job, Brad, at driving the ball and then game as well. They have to win this tournament to get in the NCAA dance.
Lamb will try triple. Got it. That'll quiet things or ignite things for the Kentucky fans. But
Chris Warren in space. That's not easy to do because of the overall length of Kentucky's defense.
Nice drive by Brandon Knight. He continued down 4, and there's 8:40 to go in the half. You're feeling pretty good. Here's Terrence Jones in the paint. He's strong in there.
Brad, he's worked so hard on that move. When I've watched him in the craft, easier to play zone against Kentucky without Darius Miller on the floor, but it's still not real easy.
Josh Harrelson, he gets his points either off offensive rebounds or just loose ball a little bit, or at least the jump part of his shot. Here's Harrelson down low, waits and delivers.
Just pure desire and hustle by Harrelson. You saw him running down the floor with his numbers exposed to the passer and his hands up.
And the cat fake gives it up to Miller. A wraparound pass to Harrelson. Nice look by Darius Miller.
He moves so well, Harrelson does, without the basketball. He stays off of the dribble penetration. 34th career game today, right?
Yep, that's 134. It is. Miller got a little spot in the paint and just elevated and knocked it down.
Yeah, I just don't see. After he gives up the basketball, and I watch him drift off the drive. The drive's coming at you, big fella. Drift away from it. You'll get an easy 2.
Armed it a little bit. Harrelson saved it. And now Lamb off the window. A chance for a 3-point play.
Kentucky reverses the basketball to him, and again, because he's 6'4", and he has a high release. Did you see where that shot was released from, Brad? When the elbow was almost extended straight at the top of his head.
With Liggins and Miller, Terrence Jones has got a couple as well. And again, a short bench, and there's our star of the game. That was a pretty nice dish by Brandon Knight.
Yeah, it was.
Brandon Knight will run it up and kick it out to Lamb on the baseline for 3.
They really throw the ball ahead.
Jones up high with a release. His second field goal.
Seems to be moving okay on that ankle now, doesn't he?
Yep. Miller. A little teardrop. Darius Miller.
Passed by Darius Miller.
Big-time move on Chris Warren. He's sticking with him all over the floor, staying with length.
Brandon Knight. Oh, what a ball fake and shot. Wow.
Timeout while we pick up some lingerie. Wow.
Move than this during championship week.
Yeah, the setup step to the right got the defender to lean that direction just a little bit, and then he crosses over. And that is a beautiful move. And now, that's not John Wall's.
10-point lead again, matching the biggest for Kentucky. And they add to it with Liggins with a second chance. And just when it looked like Ole Miss was in the ball game, they're starting to fade out of it a little bit, and Andy Kennedy knows that. Timeout taken by the Rebels. With 14:45 remaining, it's a 12-point cushion now. Is that they are in a cat fight. Nice push pass down low to Harrelson. Liggins, good look.
Kentucky just carves up zones when I watch him play on film, because they have more.
Around the perimeter, and finally to Miller in the paint for Kentucky, and he scores.
I don't think you can stop Kentucky with a zone. They put Darius Miller
of a tap out, all the way back to the back line. And they turned it over anyway. Ole Miss did on the other end. Lamb inside and one. Kid's tough in there, isn't he?
Yeah, again, that's the best part of his game. They're on Lamb. But he takes it in tough, and he gets that ball up high on the release. That's a very difficult shot to.
4-point game and a chance to get it down to 2 again. Well, turnover will end that possibility. And Knight will lay it in. And again, a nice ball fake. Gave a little, took a little, and laid it in.
You talk about a slick hand. The East, 21 wins overall, and you look at how they played in January and February. That's good. So is that.
Brandon Knight with a beautiful pass to Terrence Jones, and then he leads the cheers on the way down court.
They get Terrence Jones involved. Harrelson again Harrelson has something to do with that play, because he's posting up. He's demanding attention on the ball side of the floor, which frees up the weak side of the floor.
After trailing by 12 in this half. Knight pull-up jumper. Got it. Big shot.
And that's their best play. When they go to that dribble handoff action from the elbows and dribble it towards the wing, Brandon Knight is the best guy to finish shots. They've got a mismatch. Can Brandon Knight drive that ball?
Yep, a switch off with Graham, and now that leaves Darius Miller against Chris Warren.
Well, he goes to the forward position now. Darius Miller, they post him up on Chris Warren, who's 5'10". That's a mismatch, and Kentucky's so good.
From the free throw line. Got it. Big shot again. He's had a couple in the last couple of minutes.
Chris Warren will score a bunch of points for you. That's when you go break down film.
His last 7 free throws and starting to ice the game away with 15 seconds to go. That'll do it. Kentucky, they knew they were in a fight, didn't they, against the Rebels. Chris Warren might take one more shot to try to get to 2,000 in his career. It won't go. He won't have 2,000 in his career because it's going to end on the floor of the Georgia Dome. Kentucky advances 75-66. Heartbreaking loss here on quarterfinal Friday to a gutsy Ole Miss team. And the Wildcats for the 38th time going on to the semifinals. They'll take on Alabama, a club that came from behind in overtime to beat Georgia. Brandon Knight, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He hit Kentucky's last 7 points. So there's outlooks. The Tide and the Cats in game 1 of the semifinals tomorrow.